Okay, everybody. My name is Jeremy Lloyd, and this is week 2 of mobile game design. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things that my game has. So structure, obviously, it's more for the back end at the moment, which all my assets are being loaded right when the game is being created, and then I'm kind of just manipulating them as the game is being rendered. So let's go ahead and take a look at my app real quick here. So here in the scene, in the alpha stage of the game, the tank is static, is staying still. It doesn't move at the moment, and everybody just runs down the screen, which is all the bad guys right there. You can see would be part of the interpolation. It does a smooth movement going down the screen, as well as when you shoot the cannon. It's based off your x-axis, and it actually launches it from the bottom. Eventually, this will be changed over to be diagonal shooting and everything else like that. I haven't got that far in the game. And wherever you point, it will basically be the X and Y axis for where the bullet is supposed to be shooting to. The moment it just uses one of the access points, and it starts it from the bottom. When the military guys hit the tank, that's the first game event. For this video, I muted the actual sound that it makes, but they basically die as they hit the tank. And that's one of the collision checks right there. And the type of the collision check would be, I believe, the point to entity. As the tank is a point, and entity would be the people running down to it. And I'm using the rectangle to determine the overlap. And you can see it's not the best for my app, as certain people would die. Even if a guy was running down this side of the tank, he would still die because it's a rectangle around the tank itself. Doesn't look too good on this case. It should be better, something the pixel collision check. But I haven't got that far into the game itself and the programming of it. So that right there would be the interpolation, as well as the firing. It uses the x-axis of whatever your touch is, and it starts the bullet from the bottom. So that would be another one. As you can see, it is based on time, and it does run across up the screen, as well as the other guys are running down. So that's two actually interpolations, I believe. I try to look up the exact definition for it. I know in a Super Mario type game, you press the left button, the Super Mario moves to the left, and that would be basically the interpolation. But in my game, it's a little different. So I have a whole bunch of guys running down the screen, which are already in movement, based on time, and then you have the cannon, the bullet shots that are moving in the opposite direction based on time. Now, when you touch the screen, that's the first game effect or event. It will fire the cannon. And the second event that it has is when it hits the people, the person will disappear, as well as the bullet will disappear once they connect. And it will also trigger that sound that you hear of the guy dying. So that right there is the two different types of collision. So we have the point to entity, which is the people walking into the tank. And then we have the entity to the entity, which is the shot, the bullet going and hitting the military guy. The game events, we have the first one where it fires a cannon, and the second one where the cannon actually hits the person. I believe I'm doing this right. And the format of it, of course, is the readability of the code itself, which I'm not displaying here on this screen. So that right there, we basically covered the structure of the game, the two game events that it has, the firing of the cannon and the hitting of the bad guys, the collision checks, which happens with the tank when the entities or the bad guys hit the tank, as well as when the cannon, the bullet, actually hits the bad guys. Interpolation is, well, all the raining men that I have on the screen at the moment, I guess you could say, as well as the bullet going in the opposite direction towards the bad guys.